Hi guys, welcome back to the Wildflower and Twine Sourdough Kitchen. Today's video is the final installment of the beginner-friendly sourdough series, but I must say, I have saved the best to last. Have you ever wanted to make sourdough pizza, but the idea of prepping the dough 24 to 36 hours beforehand is a little overwhelming, or maybe it's just not realistic for your schedule? Well, I'm here to tell you that spontaneous sourdough pizza night can be a thing. So save this video so you don't lose it, and let me show you how you can have a stack of pizza bases on hand for whenever the mood strikes, with the prep taken care of weeks or even months ago. Alright, let's get started. So place your bowl on your scales and tear them to 0. Then you're going to add in your water, your olive oil and your active starter and combine it until it's really nice and milky. So once that's mixed in really well, you're going to add in your flour and salt. But I like to tear my scales in between every step, just so I know that I'm getting an accurate measurement. Take your time and thoroughly mix this mixture together until the dough becomes really nice and shaggy. Clean up the edges of your bowl with a dough scraper, then give your dough a gentle knead for about 20 or 30 seconds just to bring everything together. Recording the time you started your dough and all the steps that you've taken throughout the process is a really good idea when you're first learning how to make sourdough. And a glass casserole dish like this is really good because you can just take a whiteboard marker and write on top. And as time goes on and you get more comfortable with how the dough feels, you might not need to do this, but I still do it just in case I get sidetracked. So now we've let our dough rest for a bit, we're going to do some stretch and folds. Lightly wet your fingertips and just loosen the edge of the dough from around the bowl. Then pick up the dough from one side, stretch it up a bit, and then lay it down on the other side. Do this 4 times, rotating your bowl 1/4 each time, and that is 1 set. Now let your dough rest for another hour and then perform another set of stretch and folds. Now we're going to do 4 sets of coil folds with 1 hour's rest in between. Lightly wet your hands and gently lift the dough from the center. As you're putting it down, try and coil the front section underneath the dough. Once you've got all the front section done, move on to the back and coil it under also. If you've watched any of my other sourdough videos, you might be noticing that this dough is a little stickier than normal. I have a feeling it's just the bowl because I just picked this one up last week. So I think I'll just be moving back to my old bowl in future videos. But this is a good opportunity to show you how things aren't always perfect. And if you ever have sticky dough like this, just be gentle with it and relax, and it will all come together in the end. So this here will be a better representation of a coil fold. So start by lifting it from the center, coiling the front underneath the dough as you put it down. Then once that's done, coil the back underneath. And then once that's done, you're going to rotate your bowl 90 degrees and do the same there, front and back. And if things get a little sticky in between, always just lightly wet your hands again. This is our final coil fold, and you can tell that the dough is ready for whatever its next step might be by those little bubbles on top and all these gassy bubbles underneath. This is why a glass bowl is really, really handy, because you can see through it and see all those gassy bubbles underneath. And of course, a good wobbly dough is always a good sign. It's lunchtime the next day, and so that brings it to about 30 hours since we first started this dough, and she is fermented perfectly. Lightly oil your bench and turn out your dough. This is usually the most satisfying part, but I'm dealing with a sticky bowl here, so I have to be extra patient. So I'm just going to take my time and let the dough fall out at its own pace. This recipe makes 2 large pizza bases, but you could cut it into 4 to have 4 snack-sized pizzas. With the dough or pastry cutter, make swift, intentional cuts through the dough. The dough shouldn't stick to the cutter, but if it does, you can just lightly oil the cutter. And then all we're going to do is pick up one portion of the dough and place it on a sheet of baking paper. Then lightly oil your fingertips and start pushing out from the center to make a circle enough kind of shape. That's it. No fancy techniques, no flipping dough over our head, just making things really nice and simple. And now we're coming to the end of our prep section. From here, we're going to top our bases with a pizza sauce of your choice and partially bake them in an oven at 230 degrees for 10 minutes. And then you'll be able to store them in your freezer for up to 10 months. Evenly coat the base with the pizza sauce, leaving as much or little room around the outside as you like for the crust. Bake your pizza bases one at a time at 230 degrees for 10 minutes. And while that's baking, get your freezer bag ready with some notes on how to bake in the future. And then when that pizza craving hits, all you have to do is preheat your oven to 230 degrees, take your base out of the freezer, top it while the base is still frozen, and bake for 20 minutes, turning halfway through. That's simple. These smell absolutely incredible. Try not to eat it while it's cooling down. Remember, it's not quite cooked. Once it's fully cooled down, pop it in the bag and you can put it in the freezer. If you buy these extra large freezer bags, you can fit 2 or 3 pizza bases in there. Just make sure you put a layer of baking paper in between so they don't stick together. Well, the smell has got the better of me, and it is lunchtime, so let's make a pizza. I wish you could smell this. It is absolute heaven. Is there anything better than basil and tomato? Oh wait, yes, basil and tomato with mozzarella on a freshly baked sourdough pizza base made by you. So there you have it. With all the hard work done weeks or even months ago, you too could be having this Focaccia style pizza in 20 minutes. This is the perfect recipe to practice with while you're getting a feel for the process. Because as you're learning, you're just adding to a nice little collection of pizza bases in your freezer for you to pick out whenever you want. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do give these pizza bases a go, I'd really love it if you let me know what you thought. And just because this is the last of my beginner-friendly recipes, doesn't mean that my next ones are going to be overcomplicated. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and follow along to see what sourdough goodies I'm going to bake next. Have a wonderful day, guys, and I'll see you again in the next video.